What's good on YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you another video. So today I wanted to do a video on the Retro 3-pack. I was going to start off with one of them, but I wanted to show off the box a little bit before I even take out the one that I was going to do for this part. And that would be, probably today I'll be doing R.O.B, I'd say? Yeah, R.O.B would be today's. Then I plan on actually doing Duck Hunt, and then I'll save the last one, which is the one that has the most unique functionality, Mr. Game Watch, for last, since he is the most significant one and has a unique feature that hasn't really existed in any other Amiibo so far. So without further ado, this is what the Retro 3-pack box looks like. It's very big. It's much bigger than the Splatoon box, if anyone's curious. Much bigger. It feels like the size of 3 regular standard boxes, and when I say standard, I mean like full sizes, because the Splatoon box basically felt like a bigger version of the classic or the modern retro 30th anniversary Mario Amiibo. 8-bit Amiibo. So this was like regular box, like the regular boxes, but like imagine 3 figures in one. That's the difference. So it's sort of like different box styles, and this is like the bigger box style. So obviously bigger figures, bigger style, interesting. But and that's also due to the fact that what's underneath it. So I wanted to show the front, which looks great. Here's the back, if anyone's curious. And it has all 3 figures and what they do, look like in Smash and all that, and what they do. Shows up some poses. One thing I wanted to know, which is actually really awesome about the box also, is that if you look clearly for Mr. Game Watch, they have all 3 different phases of him. The standard one is obviously shown directly in the box, but if you look down here, you can clearly see the other faces, since that's like the special thing about it, is it's supposed to have like faceplate related stuff. And as you saw on this side, you can see that image a little bit clearer, because you can see that they kind of attach. So anyway, without further ado, I guess I'll open this up. It's such an awesome box. Oh man. So this is the Retro 3-pack, and this one definitely you have to open it firmly, and it closes up pretty nicely, which is really nice. So here it is like this, and as I mentioned before, the plates are on the bottom, so they're actually right underneath it, which is really smart, logical. So for this video, we're just going to remove, whoa, he came, that's interesting. Looks like Game Watch just came right out. So let me just put that back in. Hold on one second, guys. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. Well, I'd rather not explain him yet. So here is R.O.B. I'd rather, you can't really tell based on the base because of that. He's supposed to look like this. That's how you're supposed to basically position him. Typically, the bottom part here, you know, the base of the NFC chip, you can clearly tell how they're supposed to be posed. But because he takes up, but the thing is that he takes up the entire base here. So as you can see here, you don't see any of it. Like you can see little, very tiny little cracks here and there, but overall, it's like you can't even tell which direction they intended unless you look at the box itself. So clearly good interpretation. They have the wire here coming out of his back going into the bottom half of him. They have the switches on the bottom here. He has a great look. He obviously, more likely than not, they probably have 2 different versions for R.O.B, Japanese and American, and probably has like the classic Famicom look as well as this look, which is really cool. I'm curious if that's true, and if that is true, I'm sure people who are collectors are gonna want to look into getting the Japanese Famicom version, which would be really cool. But this is really, really awesome. Really nice looking figure. Excellent detail. As you can see here, they have like the parts in the middle here. He obviously has his gears or rotors or whatever out, which is cool. He doesn't come with the top, obviously, but he's a really good looking figure. Definitely an excellent representation. On the top here, you can see the light, which is meant to represent the LED that typically would be in him, to represent that he's on and he's working and all that. But they definitely represented it here, not lit up, but it makes perfect sense since it's not actually on, and also since they wouldn't actually put in direct electronic functionality through the actual figure itself. So that makes sense. But really, just a great sculpt. Just beautiful, nice color. Works really well. You can definitely tell who it is, and great. I mean, he's a character that I don't use him too often, but when I use him, I just love to use him because he is fun. He's fun to use. He's a little bit different, and he's not like the most overrated character or even the most underrated character, but he's not one that people typically look to or say much of because he's neither bad nor is he outstanding. But he's good. He's perfectly fine. You know, I don't see him typically. People don't talk about him too often. He was a bigger deal, obviously, in Brawl when it was his first time around, and that was a big deal. But this is one of our retro amiibo, which is just fun and great to know that we have these guys. And I was wondering whether or not they would do a retro 3-pack or just individuals of these guys, and I'm glad that they have 3-pack because it's smart. So anyway, that's about it for me for Rob. Next time we will be doing Duck Hunt, and following that we'll finally get into our very unique one, Mr. Game & Watch, and I can't wait to see how he works, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Rob, and I'll see you guys next time. So bye guys.